Haha. Greetings, everybody. Long time no see. Hope you've been doing well today. Beautiful day here in Georgia, and figured, you know what, it's been a long time. I promised you guys a video for a while. I've got a lot of friends been asking, and some of you guys out there on YouTube keep making comments on the old videos, and said, you know, it's time to make a few new videos and just catch you guys up on what I've been up to. So really a big part of the lack of videos have been I've been trying to start my own business, and started that kind of mid-year last year. Had my my buddy Jeff jump on board with me then, and been kind of trying to kick ass ever since. So it's a lot to take on, trying to fix cars and get a business started and all that, and just have not had time for my projects, my YouTube, anything like that. So gonna try to get back into the swing of things when the weather's a little bit warmer, makes it a little easier to do. So anyway, just getting ready to shut it down for the day. I figured I'd come up here, take a quick shot of the old 996 turbo. Still got it, still running well. Just about turn 120K, so gonna be due for a major service here pretty soon, and trying to make some decisions on what to do with this thing. To be honest with you, I'd love to make it a little bit faster, but I don't have making Porsches go fast money, at least not for a turbo. By the time you try to get to cool numbers, 6, 7, 800, you're talking, you know, spending some pretty big bucks. So I'm gonna throw this out there, see what you guys think. Been thinking about LS swapping it, you know, and of course, I mean, can't LS swap a turbo without putting turbos on it, so that would be the plan, at least. So that's my thought. Anyway, been kicking it around, been looking for a new project. I got plenty of projects, don't get me wrong, but that'd just be another one I've been spinning around. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'll catch up on some of the stuff we're doing here at the shop. So really, we're doing a lot of restoration work. You know, we're not trying to do any day-to-day stuff. Well, we do oil changes, stuff like that, but really restoration work is kind of what we're trying to do. So we've got a few different projects that we've got going on right now. So since I'm sitting in front of this one, this is 71E that has passed through a number of different hands throughout the years, and we're kind of being tasked with getting it together for the final run. You know, engines have been built, transmission's been built, car was body worked, painted, things like that, and so we're trying to do the final assembly process on it. Running into a few little issues here and there, some stuff that isn't quite the way it should be, so we're trying to make it as right as possible given the budget and everything we're trying to work with. This gentleman has spent a lot of money on this car, and we're trying not to make it go too much further, but at the end of the day it does need a lot of work, so we're going to do our best to get this going. But like I said, the motor transmission's been built. We had to get the windshield in, which was a little bit of a chore, and you know, several other things. We're going to be doing a lot of, you know, refresh work on it, getting it looking a lot better, detail it out some, and you know, really just try to get this thing back on the road. I think it's been off the road for about 25 years, so you know, it'll be nice to save that one. And since we got this one over the background here, this one's been here, this one should be going away here pretty soon, although of course the sooner they are to going away, the sooner they develop more problems. And fired it up the other day, all of a sudden cylinder 4 and 5 decided they don't want to fire anymore. So we had taken off the CIS system for this guy, put some Weber carbs on there for him. So this is actually a car that again hadn't run in about 25 years. Guy has owned the car, had the motor built, ended up drilling through his wiring harness or something funny and melting it, caused a lot of issues. So we ended up having to rebuild the whole front end wiring harness on this car, and number of other things. After sitting for 25 years, ended up having to pull the motor back out, do rear main, things like that. But you know, this is what happens when things sit around for too long. So that one should be going away here pretty soon. The biggest project we've been working on has been this 914. Pretty cool car. 71 or 72 914, and we're going hot rod. This thing, owner bought it, and it was a fairly clean car. Had it inspected, which you should always have a shop that knows the car you're buying do the inspection on it, because unfortunately, even though he went to a German car shop, they did not know 914s, and this one had a lot of obvious red flags that we would have caught right out of the gate, but unfortunately for him, that was not the case. So he wanted to make it right, and we said, okay, well, we'll start digging into it, and ultimately replaced almost the entire bottom end of this car. So you know, all the sheet metal on the bottom, I'm gonna go ahead and lift it up some, but you can see we also, and we've done a lot of subsequent work. I'll just show you the stuff on the top that we've done. So all the floor pans, door jambs, side rockers, all sorts of areas had rust and needed to be repaired. This had actually had, so the floor pans were rusted out from here back, and then somebody had built in a 1/8 inch thick floor pan that they beat into place, welded in all the way around the edge of it there. And so we basically had to get all of that out and replace it with good metal, because there was some areas that were literally an inch thick on the bottom of this. And I mean, this is just one layer of sheet metal. There's some tar and some other stuff that's going to go on there, but absolutely, and I'll say it was done very well. For it was probably done in the 80s when all these replacement panels weren't available. But you can see my guy had to go in here, do a whole lot of work in the firewall area, front and back, rebuilding all sorts of different sections of this and getting it all to look tip top again. And that's one thing my guy Jeff, who's not here right now, but I'll introduce you guys here soon if I haven't already. And yeah, but he's very good with these cars, and he knows how they go together. So if you need some metal work, rust repair done on your 914, I got a guy. But yeah, you can see here, we did the whole rockers, had that all replaced. Get my light out a little bit so you can see somewhat better, but all in here. I mean, I'll see if I can't clip some of the earlier videos. I have been making video for you guys, but just not interesting enough content to put out there. So trying to make it a little bit more interesting, go through, show you the stuff that we've got going on. And then oh yeah, we did do the front trunk pan. I don't know, yeah, so that's all been replaced in there. We did a lot of this channeling, all the front hood channeling had to be replaced. Eyebrow areas there had to be done in, or else your headlights will never look like they fit properly. I mean, just there was hardly a panel on this that didn't need something. A little bit of rust there that we took care of. All in this area here, this whole front, all these drains had actually just been filled in. It was all solid with Bondo, so there was a little bit of rust showing, but turned out there was just a ton of rust. Same thing back here, floor pan area showed a little bit, some cover up job. Next thing you know, best thing to do is just to replace this whole area. So the rockers on it, whole floor pans, all the engine compartment, hell hole, you name it. We had the engine mount pulled off of it. All of this was replaced. I mean, anywhere where you see a shiny spot or primer has all been gone through and made 100% correct again. New trunk hinge cups, stuff like that. My guy's building, oh, actually, it's right here. 914 6 GT engine grill. You can see it, thing's looking pretty snazzy. I think it's one of the best ones he's done. Really looking good. But yeah, so there's still a lot more to do in here. We have done a stiffening kit. I don't know if you guys are familiar with seeing the stiffening kits go in. Sorry, my LED light's making it a little bit weird on the video, but it's a whole chassis stiffening kit. Pieces go in there, across the control arm area. Just make sure everything is nice and stiff back here. So he wants a nice firm ride. This is going to be a mountain carving machine. We're actually also building a kind of high output 2-liter 914 motor for it, and converting this from a rear shift to a side shift transmission. So going to be a totally different car when it's done for them. So anyway, we'll give you some more updates on that as we go. We had to replace this whole corner here. I mean, just tons of stuff. Rear trunk pan, which I actually didn't really show you. I'll stick up over, you can see all that, but just absolutely fantastic work. So that's been taking up most of our time here lately, but we got some other projects. This one here, we've got this is a 81 930 brown on brown. Doesn't sound like the most appealing combination out there, but I'll tell you what, thing is nice. We've got it right now, obviously taken apart. We're redoing the front, well, we're redoing all the suspension. I've got the front off of it. I'll show you all that stuff in a minute, but we're also painting the whole, well, we are not. I am not a painter. I got a guy that paints though, and he's really good. So we're gonna do the basically whole front end. There's a little bit of rust here in the cowl area that we want to address. So the windshield's gonna come out, make sure that's taken care of. And then basically everything from the front forward here is gonna be repainted. We're gonna put a whole lot of new seals, gaskets, maybe put a new smile on there, stuff like that. Just make sure that this thing is absolutely tip top. This is all just boxes of stuff we've got going for powder coat. Let's see what else we got. All sorts of stuff. Nice new Fuchs to go on to the green car over there, which is also getting a 5-lug conversion too. As you can see, he's got some nice Group 4 wheels on this 930. Beautiful. But I tell you, the nicest thing about this car, got to tell you guys, these seats are amazing. This is a buddy of mine's car, good customer, good friend, and I'll tell you, I had never seen true basket weave seats in person, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen, you know, there's plenty of false basket weave stuff out there, but have a look at these. These seats are absolutely phenomenal, and that's true basket weave. I mean, you want a grippy seat, that is amazing. I mean, these seats are flawless. They were not cheap, but they're absolutely flawless, and we went ahead and pulled the backs out so we could match them up as well. So just absolutely lovely car. How many miles we got on this one? Oh, it's actually, oh yeah, this is a Canadian car, 193,000 kilometers on it, whatever that translates into, you know, 120, something like that, some change. But great little car. This thing runs really well. Beautiful little exhaust system on it, stuff like that. So you know, just a real clean car. Like I said, we're redoing all of the suspension work on it. Actually, a lot of that stuff is over here, just piles and piles and collections of parts. So some of the stuff, this is actually from the 914. It's all the brakes that are going on there. Those have all been redone by PMB, things like that. Got control arms that we had all powder coated, getting ready to go back on, be nice and new. Got a new J West shifter that's going in that green car, and this is all the suspension that we have redone and stuff for this 930. That there's a lot of other stuff that's still putting the adjustable spring plates on it, and elephant ration bushing kit, just all sorts of stuff. It's got these nice little LED headlights that are going in it, and just lots of cool stuff. And since I'm over here, having a fireworks party again this year, 4th of July. Boom, pallet O fireworks. Anyway, trying not to make this video too long. Looks like we're already about 12 minutes in. So anyway, it's been a while. I don't know if you guys have even seen the shop here. Had this lift for a little while. Got this other lift here just a couple months ago, just to help with you know, having more cars to work on. So that's a good thing. This is still that black 930 I showed you guys some years ago. I actually ended up selling it to my buddy with the brown car, and we're going to restore this too. So haven't had time to get started on it yet, but we've got new sheet metal for it and stuff for yeah, take care of some of the 90s treatment that it had gotten, where with the side rockers got cut up a little bit. But this is a very nice little car that we will, you know, 77, that we may end up doing a hot rod. We may end up doing some really cool stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen the twin cam air-cooled heads, but guy's got a real liking towards that, and something about an 11,000 RPM Porsche motor that really would sing. And then this is my 914 project that I picked up recently, and this is one that I'm still debating what I want to do with it, but it is basically ready for paint, ready for prime time. All the body work's been done on it. It's beautiful. I mean, super nice. I'm thinking, even as straight and nice as it is, I may end up doing some wide body flares on it and doing a 914-6 conversion. You know, I've got a couple different motors, and I've got a 911 turbo motor, which I think is probably going to be a bit much for a 914, but was thinking about, you know, part of my thought process and things is I've got this 964 turbo motor, but if I could put that into a 964 narrow body car, take whatever the 3.6 is out of that, maybe put a fuel injected 3.6 in this bad boy, it would be pretty phenomenal. But like I said, it's basically ready for paint. Everything's, it's just real nice, ready. Well, basically a big kit car at this point, and I've got a ton of parts that are already ready to go, ready to bolt on basically. So once the paint gets on that, then we'll be ready to roll. So if you're gonna quick tour around the back of the shop, then I'll let you guys get on about your day. I appreciate you entertaining me and tagging along here. Got our little engine build room, which don't mind our mess and everything. I you know, doing my best to clean up everything and whatnot, but starting by having, like I said, just a whole bunch of parts and stuff. I'm still trying to get organized. This is the motor for the 911E, and it is just a piece of jewelry, to be honest with you. It was done by Martine, I believe it's Auto Europe, something like that, who has unfortunately had some health issues, and we're gonna help tuck that bad boy in the rest of the way. So here's a lot of the parts off of the 911E that we're doing. A lot of stuff that's basically ready to go, ready to bolt on. A lot of the suspension's already been powder coated and stuff, and just need to clean it up and get that ready to go. Oh, just more parts and stuff. That's actually a 996 4-liter block that as soon as we get some more money from the customer, we can keep building on it. But yeah, I already had the pistons and cylinders sitting here all ready to go. So you can see the Molly competition down there. So that's a set of, like I said, it's a 3.6 liter 996 motor that's been hogged out to a 4 liter, which it'll be a lot of fun. Some of the rebuilt wheel hubs and stuff that we've got ready to go on the 911E. You know, just, you know, we vapor hone a lot of this stuff too. I don't have a vapor hone in-house, but I am probably going to be getting one pretty soon. I don't know if you guys are familiar with vapor honing, but definitely worthwhile. And then this is the 914 2-liter motor that we're building. Waiting on some pistons and cylinders to come from AA. We're going to put these more or less standard ones in it, but I decided we wanted to give this one a little bit more pop. So using the spiral cylinders with the JE pistons, and really should wake this thing up and hopefully get the numbers we want out of it. And I've got a transmission rebuilt, ready to go for it. And gentleman bought these nice no heat header system and has a badass muffler system there. It's all been tigged up, ready to go. So this should be a pretty bad unit once it's ready to go. We've got the carburetors done, rebuilt, ready to go. We're gonna put this oil cooler system on there, stuff like that. Got the heads all rebuilt. Oh, actually, these are brand new heads that we've got built and ready to go. So all sorts of cool stuff. So anyway, here's some more rebuilt shocks. You know, those are gonna go on that 911E. And yeah, newly chrome bumpers. Gotta love fresh chrome. This is pretty. But yeah, lots going on. Anyway, I appreciate you guys staying with me and following along. I'm going to shut it down for the day, and I will try to keep up with more videos for you guys. If you've got any questions, comments, if you would potentially like us to help you with a project that you've got going on, we've got a few things lined up. We're trying to just take things one at a time. The green car is certainly our #1 priority. It's we've already got probably 300 hours worth of work into it, probably another 150 or so, 100 so left to go by the time we do the motor and all that. So that's a pretty big one. Then we got to get on this E, and then we've got a 914-6. Hopefully they'll be coming down from Indiana. We've already done a lot of metal repair on that in the past. Jeff had, and it's been painted now, so it'll be ready for assembly. So we gotta chop. And if you're in the Atlanta Marietta area and you might be interested in doing some of this sort of stuff, we are always looking for somebody who is a capable, wanting to work, willing individual, whether it be working on cars directly, or I've got other needs as well with regards to parts and things like that. So, you know, whatever your skill level, if you have an interest in working with some of this stuff, give me a shout. Maybe we can work something out. But anyway, you guys stay good. I appreciate you following along, and we will talk to you again soon. Thanks. Sure enough, I don't know if it'll zoom or not. 120K on the button. So, time to make some decisions about the old 996 turbo here. What do? Do we 120K service it and do all the coolant line pinning BS and blah blah blah, or do we twin turbo Willis it? Just saying.